I'm Esther.
And I'm Susie. And this is Limited Time Only.
Brief, a pick-me-up in shorter podcast form.
The moment of comedy gold for 2025 for a podcast hosted and produced by just the two of them and described by one of the judges as a fantastic job of showcasing their comedy chops are Susie Riddle and Esther
Esther.
Susie.
It is the morning after the night before. And for those of you watching on YouTube, it genuinely looks like Esther and I.
It does. This is actually a twin. I'm looking at the camera. It is actually a twin room. But the beds is one giant headboard.
Yeah.
We push the beds together.
Actually, there's no room to push them apart in this room. It's teeny.
It's tiny.
But we last night were at the Radio Theatre at BBC Broadcasting House in Portland Place in London. The Radio Theatre is an iconic theatre that's been there since the 30s and has seen thousands of fantastic performers from that time. Still seeing fantastic comedy shows being recorded live weekly. And last night we were there with a whole host of other brilliant. I'm just assuming we're brilliant there. I'm just lumping us in with brilliance.
I think we're allowed
we
to
can
be
today. Yeah. Brilliant female podcasters, women podcasters, women, trans, non-binary, and some men. But not very many, actually.
No.
Probably only about 5. For the International Women's Podcast Awards. And the ceremony was held last night. And we were shortlisted, weren't we, Esther?
We were.
For
Comedy Gold.
Moment of Comedy Gold. And we genuinely didn't think we were going to win. We had a lovely day, didn't we?
We had such a nice day. So we went down to Battersea. So we were invited to Apple in the morning. And Apple is very fancy. And it's like going through an airport, getting in there.
Yes.
And at the BBC, it's really, you're not allowed to take any photos. You have to go through like proper check-ins. There's different security guards meeting you.
Very clean.
It was very clean. It was sort of brick and creams and then plants and lots of glass.
Yes.
But we went to Battersea and then we went for lunch afterwards. And we went to this restaurant by the river. And then we said, we came in this restaurant actually the night we launched the podcast and hadn't been back since. And then we looked it up and I kid you not, it was 4 years and one day. It was the 16th of June, 2021. We launched the podcast and it was the 17th of June and 2025. And
yes.
We both sort of burst into tears and thought, oh my God, do you think
it's a sign?
Win?
Is it a sign?
And then we walked past Emily Maitlis and I was like, well, we're definitely going to win if we've seen Emily Maitlis. But we didn't actually genuinely think we would. We had the conversation occasionally.
Well, we were up in our category. There were 9 other podcasts, some of which we'd heard of, some of which we hadn't, but all of which were obviously
massive,
fantastic, including The Guilty Feminist.
Harriet Kemsley, who was in, what's it called? The Last Laugh with Bob Mortimer and that.
So she has a podcast called Single Ladies in Your Area, which was also nominated. And we just thought, nah. So the award ceremony was hosted by Samantha Baines, brilliant comedian herself. And our category was read out by Laura Smith, another fantastic comedian. And when they said in the next awards for Moment of Comedy Gold, I genuinely I just felt depressed.
Do you know what? My stomach dropped. It dropped in that moment because I thought, oh God, in a minute we're going to feel sad. And they read out the runner-up, and then they started to describe who might have won it, who had won it, and who might have won it, who had won it. And I just glanced at you, and you glanced at me, and there was a moment of, oh, holy fucking shit. And beep, 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 beep. And then they said our name. And actually, we'd made friends with these lovely women who were sat behind us. And one of them had decided to film because she said, I just felt like you might win. I was talking to you in the bar. So she filmed us. So a lot of people have said to me, oh, you turn around to look at the camera. I didn't even know they were filming. I just saw their faces.
So yes, you have to go on Instagram.
There's going to be lots of posts.
We'll post it on YouTube as well. But it's on Instagram, the video of us of us hearing that we were winning. There's this funny moment where you can't see it in that video, can you?
I don't know.
I'll make sure I post it. What I'm going to say is they announced the runner-up, and then as they just started to describe this podcast that was created by two people who produced and presented by just two people, and you can see both of us, in fact, sort of stiffen. I mean, my face goes from a smile to an absolute not smile. I mean, my face just drops. It's weird.
It's weird.
It's really weird.
The sensation is very
I'd love a
odd.
psychologist to analyse what was going on in that moment. And our bodies both sort of stiffen.
Well, mine sort of relaxed. You went stiff and I sort of went, and swore.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I looked at you and went,
No, not then.
I did.
Before that.
I see.
At the moment where they're sort of, where our brains are going, hang on a minute, could it be us? We both tense up.
We glanced at each other,
fascinating.
didn't
Yes,
we?
we did.
But you can't see that on that video, but we do glance at each other.
It's fascinating. And then they read out, well, it says Susie Riddle. I mean, I'm not going to hold that against her. I don't mind Riddle. It is Riddell, but I don't mind Riddle, especially when I'm winning an award. And Susie Riddle and Esther Stanford for limited time only. And we are in complete shock. I do suggest, if you haven't seen it, watch the video, because it's so fun. And it's just lovely to... Well, I had to watch it again this morning because I couldn't believe it.
Well, the thing is as well, I had a fleeting moment of what if we've won before our award was read out. And then I thought, I don't think I'm going to be able to speak. I think I'm going to be as dry as anything. I don't think I'm going to have anything to say. I'm going to seem like a mute person that has nothing to communicate. Oh my God, was that the opposite?
Yes,
I mean, all I remember saying was pissing in the wind. What a thing to
Esther
finish
got
with.
very sweat, as you know. If you're a regular listener to the podcast, I'm often shocked by the foul language that comes out of Esther's mouth. And it was no, we're in the iconic radio theatre of the BBC. She doesn't give a shit.
Oh, the irony.
So we did have a rather chaotic acceptance speech, but it is lovely.
Well,
It's a very loud noise.
We hadn't planned a thing.
What's that noise?
It's drilling or something outside.
It's drilling.
We're in the centre.
So I'm
of
sorry
London.
about that. Yeah.
We hadn't planned a thing, as you can probably tell. Just felt really overwhelmed and emotional, and I thought I would become quite mute, quite dry, quite no personality. And then I think because I got up there and swore, and everybody laughed, and then when that something kicks in, then. Something kicks in.
Yeah.
But we went out the back. Oh, and poor Laura Smith. So we walked up the stage and I went, because I've seen her on Would I Lie to You and loads of things. And I thought, oh, she's great. And I looked her up and found out she'd been a teacher, like they all are, like Romish and all the rest of it. And I walked towards her on the stage, just went, I love you. I think you're amazing. And she went, I love you. She clearly didn't. She was it's obviously like a stock thing she says to people who say that to her. And then as we walked off the stage, I mean, you said you wanted smoke like stars in their eyes to us to. We went off.
It felt like we were then escorted. Well, yeah, there's the door at the back. It looks a bit like a coffin shape. Because I know why. Because they've had to raise the stage, so it's kind of cut half the door. It looks very odd. And we're like, why are we going through here?
Yeah.
And then we sort of waved
to the audience. We're coming back as half of ABBA. And then I've got
Shakespeare's sister.
Shakespeare's sister. Oh yes, I'll be Siobhan.
Yes, and I can be the one with the bob.
Yes. Oh, we should do it. We should do a parody.
Hope and pray. Yeah,
yes,
we could definitely do
my
that.
friend Mel and I used to do a dance routine.
That's
Anyway,
funny.
and actually my friend Hayley's birthday, which is today, we went to her birthday party when we were 14 and I went as Shakespeare's sister.
I'm sorry. I don't understand what happened. Right. One of the reasons we won this award was because of a chat about Esther's birthday. Esther's birthday crazy ability to sync up birthdays with. We're always talking about somebody, and then it turns out it's their birthday on that day, and Esther knows about it. I mean, that's the weirdest thing. She knows everyone's bloody birthday.
I know, but it
happened yesterday. It happened yesterday at the restaurant we were sat in. 4 years and a day to the last time we were sat in the restaurant when we launched the podcast. We were talking about lovely Arthur Darvill, who is in Doctor Who. Don't know what character he plays. Rory, that's it. And it was his birthday.
Yeah, I looked him up because Susie said he used to go to our workshop, and I said, I don't know. He didn't come to our workshop, and you were adamant he did, and I don't remember him at all. Anyway, I Googled him, and his birthday was the 17th of June, and we were like, oh my God, maybe this is a sign we're going to it. Anyway, we're really going off at a tangent.
We are going off, but this is why. But
Laura Smith, as we went off the stage, I said to her, I do really love you. I think you're wonderful. I've seen you on the
I think she said I researched you.
television, and I've researched you. She couldn't get away from me quick enough.
And I've been sitting outside your house with binoculars for 2 months, and now I'm here with you and I'm touching you.
And I've got an idea for your curtains.
So she ran away.
She ran away very
quickly. I didn't even get a chance to speak to her. And then so then we had a little interview and we went back round to the front and we saw the rest of the award ceremony. Fantastic podcasts winning awards like Moment of Factual Clarity, Moment of Changing the World One Moment at a Time, brilliant storytelling, just brilliant podcasts, people that have researched things so deeply over years and years and years and made fantastic podcasts that are literally changing the world. And then there's us,
talking about birth dates and Derek Acora.
Yeah, so, it swings and roundabouts, but it's all valid. But what happened then was...
Yes, tell.
What, this?
No, I was going to say the festival.
Oh yeah, you do that bit. And then
so there was a guy that got up to give an award. And
the final award of the night.
final award of the night. And what's the festival called?
It wasn't the final award. It's called the Cheerful Earful.
Oh, Cheerful Earful. And it's a
festival.
Podcast festival. But Frank Skinner often presents it. James Acaster is there and stuff. He got up and he said, I know this isn't a normal thing to do, but I'd really like to invite limited time only to perform at the Cheerful Earful Festival. So we chatted to him afterwards. It's in October.
It's happening now because we've said it on the podcast.
Said it, so you can all hold him accountable. Yeah. And so we chatted him afterwards and he said, I hadn't listened to the podcast. He said, I just loved your energy. So saying pissing into the wind and talking about being a banana is clearly the way forward.
Sometimes kids, swearing's okay.
Yes.
What would happen if we won? We had lunch. We were like, what a lovely evening. I wonder who will be there. And then we were like, well, we might win. No, we won't win. Fucking hell. Thank you. We dressed. Well, we've got, it's pink in it, so we dressed. I dressed a banana, and Esther's dressed in pink because we thought, we might as well showcase it because we're not going to be up here winning an award, but we are. So, I mean, thank you. We literally didn't. Thank you for being lovely. Thank you. You're quite teary because sometimes you feel like pissing into the window when you make a podcast. So to actually have some recognition is so lovely, isn't it? So thank you. Yeah, thank you to all you amazing women and you guys for starting it. Thank you. We're bloody thrilled. We are bloody thrilled. Thank you.
But then what happened, Esther, is we left the Radio Theatre and went back into the sort of drinky area. And then we had the award. Well, Esther had the award. That was the first mistake. And then...
It was on a table.
She put it on a table, which was a bit wobbly.
It was a high table.
You know those high tables, and then they're never stable. Not a stable table. And Esther took a bit of dancing, and I was standing right next to her, and I saw it happen. And the award we'd won approximately 15 minutes earlier, fell on the floor, and it's got 3 massive chips. Smashed.
I mean, I said to you, I can't have anything nice. And then we called my husband this morning and told him, and he went, you literally can't have anything nice. And he didn't know I'd said that. So basically, I put it on the table, and then we were talking to our agent and a couple of other lovely ladies. And I'm So Fancy by Kesha came on, and I started dancing, but I knocked the table. The table wobbled and it fell off onto the floor.
Yeah, and from quite a height. I mean, it's a 2-meter table.
Yes,
2
it was
meter height.
really high,
and it's like a paperweight. It's a lovely, beautiful. Well, it was a beautiful glass. Yeah, it's a rectangle with IWPA winner 2025. Beautiful. You can see it there if you're watching this, and now it's truly comedy gold. It is absolutely fitting. It is something that would happen in Acorn Antiques.
Basically, I'm a liability.
Only Fools and Horses. Ab Fab. These are the Vicar of Dibley. All the fantastic sitcoms that we love. This is what would have happened.
Yeah.
So we're just
it's a chandelier
life
moment.
Recreating art.
Yes. So we're going to frame it. Susie's moving back to London.
And I'm going to keep it well out of Esther's reach.
So I'm going to take it home. And then when Susie moves back to London, we're going to go into her office studio.
We'll talk about that another day.
And we've got it, having it in a frame on the wall.
Yes. Far away from high tables.
But
But
no one give me anything.
we didn't. I mean, our speech last night was ridiculous, but fun and great, and just completely what we were feeling at the time. But it's nice now to the morning after, as you can tell from the slight huskiness in my voice. We do need to go and get some breakfast as well. To say thank you properly to the International Women's Podcast Awards, to Naomi and Jenny who run it so amazingly. What an opportunity for us and for everyone else who was there, and for everyone who was able to be nominated. Thank you to BBC Sounds who supported our category. Thank you and well done to all the other shortlisted podcasters in the category of A Moment for Comedy Gold, and for everyone who was shortlisted last night. And of course, huge congratulations to the runners-up and to the winners. We're in awe of, I mean, some of the people we talked to. Incredible work, and I'm very much looking forward to listening to their podcast. In fact, we will do a little post.
Yes,
tell you about all the podcasts.
And there was a couple of women who really they'd actually got people arrested, hadn't they?
Oh, yeah.
Doing a research into
kill
crimes,
list, that's called
kill list about women who are killed by their partners.
Quite different to
very different to us.
But well worth listening to. And we also want to say thank you to you all for listening, because we wouldn't still be doing this 4 years later and winning an award if we didn't have people listening to the podcast and contributing and supporting us. And please do follow the pod if you're not already. That was highlighted very strongly to us by Apple. It's really important for us to be able to grow the pod, that people follow it. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, that is. Thank you, obviously, to our families for supporting us and contributing. I mean, I think every single person's contributed.
Just get my son to do something.
Yeah,
get
his finger out of his arse.
Out of his arse. It's just sat in his room.
It's a terrible image, isn't it? Sorry, James.
He's 16, so
he's not
okay.
doing that.
No.
And thank you to our patrons who supported us from the beginning. And we do want to say a particularly big thank you to Heather Jackson and to Neil Hopkins. You know who you are and you know what you do, and you're incredibly special, and thank you so much. And also big thank you to all our guests, of course, as well.
Yes, my goodness.
That was Ernest with a little bit of finger up the arse. I mean, I think that is.
I think arse finger. No, I'm not going to have suspect.
No. But that's our vibe, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Hence the.
Oh, and
yes.
one other thing.
Oh yes.
Well, we won that, and we also won some lovely booze. But also my brother Chris, who, if you listen to last episode of the brief, which was all about skydiving, you'll be glad to, you know that he's still alive after that, which is insane. Now I have to stop and think about it and go, what? If he'd hit the ground, he'd have died. Yeah. So anyway, Chris, thank God. But Chris is a lovely supporter of Limited Time Only, and me and Esther, and he gave us this. Which is a rubber chicken. It's a hark back to series 1, in fact, where our intro spoke about dissecting life, but with a rubber chicken instead of a scalpel. And he's bought us a rubber chicken. And this, I think, was our lucky mascot. This is why we won the award. Sorry, I have to put it away from the mic. It's so loud. And so I'm mucking around with it now. But we would like you guys to come up with a name.
Oh yes, can you name our lucky chicken? Lucky chicken. So
the chicken is blue, very cute, makes a very loud noise, and is our mascot. Limited Time Only mascot now, official. So if you could just come up with some name suggestions, and in a few weeks' time we'll let you know who wins.
Yeah.
But follow the pod. Sign up to be part of LTO community, which is literally signing up for the newsletter. The link's in the notes below this, and also on our Instagram bio. And thank you. And we're off to get drunk and smash more awards. No, we're not.
No, we never smash them.
No more. No more smashings. No. But yeah, ta-ra a bit.
Ta-ra a bit.
You have been listening to Limited Time Only. Brief, small but perfectly formed, just like me.